Hey YouTube land, Tyconders here doing another action figure review. Now this is a review for the Amber Collection Dennis Nedry figure. This is the third human character in the Jurassic World or Jurassic Park Amber Collection, the Mattel Jurassic Amber Collection I suppose you could call it. And what this is the second Jurassic Park character figure, but it's the third human character figure that they've done, and this is of course Dennis Nedry, who was played on screen by the actor Wayne Knight, who you might be more familiar with as the character from Third Rock from the Sun. I can't remember his character's name in that, but he played the cop that falls in love with Sally. So basically he's that actor. So he's been in other things, but those are the two main things that I recognize him from. So before I proceed about the figure, I just need to say these videos are intended for collectors over the age of 13 years old, and if you're younger than that, please ask permission from a guardian or a parent if you can watch videos. These figures in general are aimed for the adult collector anyway, so they're aimed for, you know, more older collectors, not really aimed for kids. But I'll get into that in a minute. I'll go through the box quickly. So the box comes in the same standard box packaging that all the Amber collection has. So it's a kind of raised, detailed box, which some of the bone details will have a raised emboss to them. You have this kind of, I think it's supposed to be the amber, or it could be like a lava line going through the boxes. They're not pure black, they're like a charcoal grey. On the back of the box you have an image of the character from the film. In fact, it's the same scene that this figure is based off. You have the Amber Collection logo at the top. Again, I know it's upside down. Amber Collection logo at the top and the Jurassic logo. You got the character's name. On the side of the box you have, again, see the raised, not sure if it's picking it up on camera, but there's like a raised area here for the bone. And you got the mosquito trapped in amber. Bottom is all legally stuff, and inside at the back of the box it's supposed to, I think, be the amber as well. So for these stand accessory, I'll go through that quickly first. It comes with this stand that's designed to look like the amber from the film, and this is the one from Owen Grady. So all the human characters have the same display stand. There's no difference between them. They have two peg holes, or sorry, not peg holes, they have two pegs. Each character has two peg holes on the bottom of their feet, and they have the Jurassic logo, which is the general skeletal T-Rex skull with the hands, which is used for both Jurassic World and Jurassic Park. So for his main accessories, I'll just get into the figure in a little bit. Bear with me. His main accessories, he comes with an alternate head from that same scene that is on the back of the box, where he has the Dilophosaur spit, or the spitter venom on him, or however you want to call it. It's done in a kind of a gloss look to it, so it looks like it's been freshly spat on him, and you can see his face is kind of grimacing, his eyes are closed, and it's supposed to be the paralysis venom. Head is on a ball peg, so you just pop it off. I may or may not do it on screen, but as I'll go through the figure and the other accessories. So he comes with two alternate hands, one slightly more open palm than the other. He has one grasping hand, and that is for his other accessory, which is the infamous Barbasol can. I think that's how you pronounce it. The shaving foam can, that the brand of shaving foam that we don't get over here in Ireland. At least I've never seen it. I think it's an American one, but it's a two-part accessory. So it comes with the storage container for taking the dinosaur DNA stuff, and it plugs into the bottom, just as it did in the film. He can hold it, but it is quite a tight fit on his hand. In fact, when I was recording this video, this is the second attempt at recording this video. My first attempt, this thing flew off and I had to go retrieve it. So it is, just be wary, it is very tight to get into his hand. It likes to spring out, but you can get him to hold it. But I'm not going to leave it in him. In fact, if you look at mine, it has some paint wear on it from where I've been trying to get him to hold it, and it's wearing off some of the, I'm not sure if it's a paint application. I think it's a paint application or it's a sticker, but to me it looks like a paint application. So just be wary of that if you're intending to have him hold it. You can swap out the head. The head, as I said, is on a ball peg, and you just pop on the alternate head, and you can have him kind of grasping his eyes with his hands. One thing, I'll get into the articulation in a minute. One thing about this guy is he has different articulation to his previous predecessors. So I might as well roll down the articulation. Actually, just before I do the articulation, what's cool about him is he actually has mudded pants as well. His paint applications are quite nicely done. He has this kind of mudded look to his pants. His jacket looks a bit glossy, as if it's being rained on, just like in the movie. He has the shirt underneath the yellow coat. He has his InGen Jurassic Park ID badge. He has the Jurassic Park logo on the shirt, again, or on the coat. I would be wary about this rubbing off. It's just a paint application, but if you're just displaying him, it should be okay. So for articulation, he has quite a good range of movement in his arms. So he has ball joints on the shoulders. He has a upper arm swivel. He has a double dual jointed elbow, which gets way over 90-degree bend. He has a swivel in the wrist and a hinge in the wrists. So, and they're on the swap out hands as well. He also has the same articulation on the opposite side, so you get a good range of movement on that. Double hinge on the elbow. He has the upper diaphragm joint, so you get a ball joint on the upper torso. He has a waist joint. The one thing I will say about mine is this left leg looks a little bit loose compared to the right. It looks like it's splitting slightly. That was the way he came. But he also feels a bit lighter on that leg. I'm not sure if it's the same on the other figures, but I'll get into that in a minute. He has dual knee joint. He has that thigh joint as well, or on the leg. He has a rocker. Is it rocker? He has a swivel on the ankle. Now, I believe it is a bit hindered. Yeah, it is just a back and forth hinge on it, but it is a bit hindered by the pant sculpt. And he does have the splits, so you can do the splits that much. For some reason he has some oil looking stuff on inside of his leg, which is something that wasn't on him when I got him. I'm not sure where that came from. Kid got a bit of water on him when I was bringing him over to the review place, because it was raining a bit. It feels a bit more oily though, not sure why. Anyway, that's beside the point. So he does have that waist swivel, and he does have, as I said, the hinges. He has the 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet, so if you want to squidge them onto the old base, you can do so. And now I'll just bring in the old tape measure so you can see the scale. So he stands just around 6 inches, maybe a little hair bit taller. What's interesting to me about this line is this is supposed to be a 6-inch line or a 1/12 scale line, but some of the figures seem to scale completely different. So for comparison, let me just take him off his stand because I had him on the stand. Here he is with his other Jurassic Park counterpart. Let me just angle up my camera a small smidge. With Ian Malcolm, Jeff Goldblum. I know Jeff Goldblum is quite a tall, he's a tall actor, but I don't think he's that tall. And here he is with the other human character from the Jurassic Park, or Jurassic line, or Amber Collection line, which is Owen Grady. So if I just scale them in line of heights, Owen tends to be the middle, Ian towers over everyone else, and then you got poor old Dennis Nedry being the short butt guy. So, and then just for a scale comparison to the dinosaurs. Now, as I said, I don't have the Dilophosaur. I only have the the Raptors from this line. I do have the Dilophosaur paid for, but I haven't shipped him from Big Bad Toy Store yet. So here is the Raptor from the Jurassic, from the Amber Collection line. This is the Jurassic Park Raptor. I do also have Blue and Charlie. I need to get Echo and Delta, and whichever ones else they've released. I think they've released the whole Raptor pack now at this stage. But this is just the standard Jurassic Park Raptor. So you can see the scale. So they do scale. He does tend to stand a little bit taller than the humans. And then for another scale comparison, because he's supposed to be in scale with this line, here is one of the First Order Stormtroopers. So you can see Dennis is on screen. He looks a little bit smaller than the Stormtrooper, but there is around the same height. It's a bit hard to tell because the Stormtrooper's helmet looks, and if I don't knock everything over, and Owen towers over the Stormtrooper. As you can see, he's a good bit head height. And then Ian Malcolm is nearly, he's nearly a head height. He's about a 4 head height. And then Ian Malcolm stands an entire head height over a standard Stormtrooper. And then just for more 6-inch or 1/12 scale figures, here is the more recent G.I. Joe classified Destro figure. So you can see he does stand a little bit taller. Just push the Stormtrooper to the back. He does stand a little bit taller than Dennis. He stands roughly the same height as Owen, which is weird because if I look at him from without the camera, if I look at him through the camera's lens, he looks the same height. But if I'm looking at him without the camera, he actually looks a bit smaller. And then for Ian Malcolm, Ian just is a good bit taller than Destro as well. I know, again, it looks like he's the same height on screen. But if I just move him and put him side by side, in fact, if I put them back to back, you can see Ian actually does tower over him a bit. So it is a bit of a weird scaling. I'm not sure how Mattel designed the figures. I do know Jeff Goldblum is a tall actor. I'm not sure the height on Chris Pratt. He may or may not be the same height as Wayne Knight, so I could be, completely wrong. But overall, he's a good figure. And just before I end this review here, what I was going to say about the articulation on both Owen and on Owen and Ian, they actually have very similar articulation. They don't have a single joint on the elbow, and they don't have the upper swivel on the bicep. So there is a slight difference or difference on the articulation between the two first kind of gen figures and the new Dennis Nedry. And I knock everything over. Hopefully going forward, Mattel will keep this new articulation. It may have been just something they did so you could do the whole raising the hands up to the face thing for Dennis Nedry to kind of reenact the scene. Because with Ian, you do get the flare, which I have misplaced, but you also get the tiny cup of water and a grasping hand that can hold a cup of water, so we can do his chaos theory. Chaos theory thing. And with Owen, you get you just get his knife and you get his hand in a kind of pose that looks like he has the little clicker thing, but I'm assuming that would have been far too small an accessory for Mattel to actually make, so they left it out. So all in all, really good figure. I do recommend picking him up, and if you can find him, he should be available at online retailers at the moment. I know I got mine through Big Bad Toy Store, so he should be up there, and hopefully places like Amazon. You might have to go the eBay route, but hopefully he shouldn't be too overpriced on eBay. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick video review of the Amber Collection Dennis Nedry figure from the Jurassic Park / World Amber Collection. So hope you enjoyed this video. Cheers, guys.